Pubala, you have asked me what is the significance of visions in the process of meditation. Unequivocally, I say to you, it has no significance at all. First of all, one has to understand what exactly is the meaning of the word vision. Let me put forth my understanding about it. Being human, being living in the world, living a life of rat race, living a life of this game called success and failure. We all have dreams. I don't have, though I don't mind being part of this gang who dream all the time. So we all have dreams. But what is the difference between dream and vision? Dream simply means which has potential to manifest in the future. For example, if you dream about a car, it simply means there is a possibility of you buying a car. But if you have a dream of becoming a dog, if you have a dream, becoming a flying horse, that doesn't manifest in your lifetime. So first of all, we have to distinguish between these two aspects of life. One is dream and one is vision. So many people in the world, particularly in the West, in the form of meditation, people actually contemplate. So everyone's mind accumulate million things in day-to-day life. 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year, and many years in lifetime. It keeps on gathering information and the dust. You don't even know that how much dust you have been carrying and restoring in the mind. So when you sleep, mind starts functioning on its own accord. It is free. It concocts all the information and creates unexplicable stories. People like Sigmund Freud wasted their life in analyzing those dreams. I say to you, dream is a dream. Don't analyze it. Don't take it seriously. Laugh at it. There are dreams everyone gets in the deepest sleep. There are certain and there are uncertain. There are abstract, there are realistic, there are poetic, there are prosaic. Many kinds of dreams one get. But make sure that you all consider them as dreams. You don't take them seriously. But what about visions? Vision simply means the future yet to manifest. There is nothing wrong in having visions. But make sure that if that doesn't manifest, you don't get offended. You don't put yourself in a trouble and you don't blame yourself that you are an inefficient guy. So in meditation, people who pay attention in those visions, because meditation simply become a daydreaming when you pay attention to those visions. Then they start having a kind of attachment towards them, and it is very difficult for them to get rid of. I say to you, once you have the mind, it is not possible for you to get rid of the ideas, ideals, concepts theories, theologies, visions. But you can see the art of meditation is simple. To see all those ideas, ideals, concepts as daydreaming. When you really understand Bubala, the essence of meditation, immediately your whole focus is on the present. It has no affiliation with the past or the future. You stand naked in the realm of present, and you become the present itself. But that rarely that happens. That rarely that happens. And if at all I have to give a statement as far as meditation is concerned, from my own understanding and experience, I simply say that meditation is stepping out of the realm of imagination. Wherever there is imagination, there is no possibility of meditation. The meditator got lost in those dreams and visions. It is a vicious circle. I say again, don't pay much attention to those dreams and visions. And at the same time, with conviction, I say to you, I am not against imagination. Now, I am planning to direct a movie. For that, I have to write a script. Every script originates through your imagination. The best of the best movies, the worst of the worst movies, all are the products of your imagination. So I too imagine. But make sure that you draw a thin line between living and imagination. Don't turn your life into a saga of imaginations. Don't pay much attention to that. Use creatively. Imagination is good. In painting, there are two aspects. So one is still life painting and the second is abstract. In still life painting, you look at an object and you just draw whatsoever you look at, and you don't have any scope for imagination there. If you look at a glass, you have to just draw the glass. There you have no scope for you to draw a vessel or a book. There you are in the process of meditation. You have to be there present to look at the object and perceive the objects in its totality and understand the lighting, understand the perspective. So I have used object drawing as a form of meditation. It works, it helps. Maybe in the future, there may be a person start a movement as a new meditation method where you can sit relaxedly, look at the object and draw the object as it is. And you keep on looking at the object and you keep on depicting the same object again and again until you get the perfection. There you are using your body-mind complex and mind is absolutely present and there is no scope for imagination. But in abstract drawing, in those European paintings where they have depicted centuries the Christian theology, they have depicted the life of Jesus Christ and the passion of Christ. There they have to imagine, because no one have seen Jesus Christ, no one has seen the cross. So they have read from the books, they have read from their ancestors, their parents, their fathers, their evangelists, and from there they get certain imagination and they try to put their imagination onto the canvas. That is also beautiful. If you look at the object drawing where imagination has no scope, it looks ordinary. You actually can give it a try. After listening to this bubala, just take a small cup which you drink tea every day, which is the closest and the closest object of your life. You try to understand the object. So by understanding the object as it is, where you are not putting into you are putting your imagination into it. That's what the meaning of as it is. Then eventually when you look at the world, you start perceiving the world as it is. Suddenly there is meditativeness. There is no possibility of vision in meditation. All visions are bakwas. All visions are meaningless. There are meditation methods where these visions have tremendous significance. They all, whosoever practice, fall prey. But it doesn't help. At the most, they can have an illusory idea about themselves, that they may think that they become close to God, and they may think that they have been leading a serene life. They pretend to be so. So let me reiterate. One has to draw a thin line between the reality and the imagination. And it is good to use the power of imagination while writing a script, while painting, while narrating a story, while composing a piece of music, while playing violin. Use imagination, have fun, but make sure that you don't take it seriously. And the reality simply means where imagination ends, the reality begins. Then what really happens? When the imagination ends, when the meditation begins, the meditator becomes the meditation, and the meditation becomes the meditator. There is no gap between the meditation and the meditator. So let me give you a simple analogy. Just go and stand in the middle of the scrap. By standing in the middle of the scrap, don't start thinking yourself as scrap. Then you are looking at the scrap as it is. You are separated from the scrap. You are looking at the scrap as scrap. Go and stand in the middle of rose garden. Don't start thinking yourself as a rose, a beautiful rose who blossomed on this planet Earth. Don't bring all this imagination. You just see the garden as garden. Stand apart. In the same way, you stand in the middle of the crowd. You walk on this planet Earth. You live in the world. And look at it. Be separated. And when it is required, melt and merge with the world. Use your power of imagination. Make money. Have luxuries. Impress a girl. If it is necessary, lie. Do everything. But also you should know the art of looking at whatsoever is as it is, without poking your imagination into it. Then you are out of vicious circle. Bubala, don't pay much attention to the visions. Don't pay much attention to ideas, ideals, concepts, scriptures, gods, godmen, gurus. In Zen philosophy, one statement is significant. If you go to any Zen monastery, a beautiful statement is written somewhere on the wall. You live here as if you are alone. What does it mean? Drop the crap. Be independent. Never be dependent on anything. Once you enter into the realm of independence, slowly, slowly, a subtle connection will be established with the nature. Then you become interdependent with the nature. The energy between you and the nature flows like an endless river. Step out of the pool of visions, Bubala. Be free. Experience the absolute freedom, which is your authentic reality. I say to you unequivocally that in the whole universe, every entity is free except human being. I am free. I am saying this to you with authenticity, with conviction. Now, I am free to imagine if it is required. That's all. I will leave it at that. Raso, Vaisaha, Risa.